Hello and welcome to 60 Minutes or Less, a podcast from Birthday Cake for Breakfast. I'm Andy Hughes and for episode 42, you might have to bear with me on the pronunciation front as we look to Germany and our guest, outernational artist Derya Yıldırım. Based out of Berlin, Derya Yıldırım leads the band Grup Şimşek, bringing together players from South Africa, France and Germany, with Derya herself born in Germany to Turkish parents. Self-described as outernational rather than international, they promote a sound that's more inclusive or beyond borders, mixing Anatolian folk with psychedelia and pop influences for a delectable cocktail. In March 2025, the band put out their third album, Yarın Yoksa, via Big Crown Records, a record that instantly grabbed my attention from its terrific artwork alone before I'd even heard a note. Only a few days after its release, we were lucky enough to catch the band at Manchester's Deaf Institute, completely hypnotised by their, at times, breathtaking performance. We were delighted to speak with Derya over Zoom a few months back to talk about the new record, performing live in the UK, and the historical significance of some of these songs. If you like the episode, let us know. Follow us on your favourite streaming platform, follow Birthday Cake for Breakfast on all the socials, give us a rating on whatever you're listening to this on, etc. Right, on to Derya Yıldırım. Enjoy! How are you doing? You okay?
Yes, I'm okay. And you?
Good, yeah, I'm good, thank you. Where do we find you today? What's your situation today? Have you got much on or
Yeah, I'm basically every day somewhere else right at the moment. I'm in Hamburg at my parents' house right now.
okay, is that all music related or
Yeah, I have a show at the university where I might start teaching Balama,
right,
and
okay.
I have a little show for a special event, like yeah. So I just thought I stay here because the university is in Hamburg.
Have you ever been to the miniature world that they have in Hamburg? It's like an exhibit and it's like a world of like miniatures
Ah,
to kind of,
yeah,
have you ever
I
been?
know that. Yeah, I've never been there. I mean, I'm from Hamburg, so
Okay.
but I've never been there, no.
We went a couple of years ago and we really enjoyed it. Hamburg's a really nice place.
Yeah, it is, yeah, it's true.
So you're in Germany at the minute, but we caught you in Manchester earlier this year, and
Hmm.
you sold out all those UK dates. It must be so nice to come over with your band and pack out all these rooms, when you're on tour.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, England, it's been always very, very special, and we always push this territory a lot. Like this is maybe our favorite place to tour, actually. Even though we know the conditions and stuff are maybe not like in other countries, to be fair. But we, I mean, we don't care basically. We just want to believe in music and the vibe we create with the people, and we can't get this anywhere else like that. How we get it in England.
Do you think the people as well, the response to you was there was so much support from the UK crowd? Does that give the band energy as well? Is it like a back and forth sensation?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, the main engine of the band for the live shows are is the audience, definitely. It's the energy in between the band because we are friends and family basically for 10 years now. But also when we opening up and invite the audience to our feelings and our vibes on stage, and when they get it, then we can really enjoy special moments together. And I'm understanding that English people are easy in terms of, I don't know, like opening up and understanding music a bit easier than other countries, I think. I have the feeling. I don't know. I always think it's maybe connected to the music history of England, especially when your music is rooted in other cultures, and you see so many non like Turkish or non-Kurdish or non-Anatolian people in the crowd, then it makes you really it makes you yeah, feel this music is very universal, basically. Yeah.
You did say when we saw you in Manchester, you spoke of folk songs and their origins from singing songs in living rooms and in communities and bringing people together to tell stories. And you've just
Mhm.
touched upon it, that universal aspect about it. How important do you think it is to go out and tell these tales to the audiences and, as you've said, have them come back to you and engage so much with it?
I mean, it is very important because it's essential. That's the core of folk music from Anatolia, to tell the stories from the folk and go from village to village. I mean, it's not ha maybe there are still ashiks, like you call these people who play balama and tell the stories. The ashiks, they might still be there and active in Anatolia, but it's a very necessary, I don't know, it's still necessary for me in my life, not growing up in Anatolia, like growing up in Germany and touring around the world and yeah, doing it in a global way, let's say, and not being just connected to a territory, the physical territory, but I don't know, like touring and making this music for 10 years and releasing so much music just shows me that it belongs everywhere. Like that's why I think it's maybe more than global, actually, this music. It's very, how do you say? Like special is a very plain word, but it's a bit, I think it's also magic somehow. I don't know so many folk music cultures like touring in the world with this music. I think it's very special, the Balama, the music of the Balama.
You've said before, how important it is for yourself to sing exclusively in Turkish because it feels like your emotional language, and equally to play the balama, that instrument that you play yourself. Do you think it's so important to incorporate that into your sound? Because as you say, even though you're living in Germany and you're away from that, it's important to bring that across to audiences across the globe.
I think I don't, yeah, I mean, one of my core elements in delivering music is to preserve the folk music in a good way. And yeah, the first thing is coming into my mind is delivering good taste. Like, first of all, it should sound amazing. It should sound great and which relates to the thing of taste. I don't know, taste is it's a very specific term, but a good taste always leads me always to the good people, especially when it comes to producing music. And I think we did a very, very great job with this new album. How to preserve folk music and how to find again and again the role of the balama and the role of this style of singing in a traditional way and combining it with my own musical identity, with who I am. And I think the Big Crown Records people, the Diamond Mine Studios, and Leon Michaels were like a very good environment to actually explore together this new sound. It's actually our sound, and we can really relate to that album, but we also believe that it brought us somewhere else, basically.
And how did you find that, putting the album together when you went to New York? That must have been mad for the four of you to go and do that.
Yeah, that was one of the most exciting things for us to basically fly in to the Diamond Mine Studios in New York and record for 10 days, basically. Yeah, I think that was the most exciting thing for us. after producing our records, like producing it on our own, recording and on our own without anyone, basically. We were just like the four of us in the studio and produce and record and mix all together. Was quite nice to have to jump in together as a team and explore something new together. Yeah, we learned a lot and everyone in a different way. Yeah.
And did you find it quite collaborative because you worked with the producer, didn't you? And there was some collaboration between him and yourselves, both, individually and as a group. So did you enjoy that aspect coming from previous records where you were producing yourselves?
Definitely. The inspirations we get musically are definitely in between us, in between the band members. And because we write together, we also, I don't know, we listen to each other and trying to find our own sound, which we did actually with Dost 1 and 2, with the previous album. We think it was the peak of who we are actually as a band. Yeah, and then having a collaboration with one other person, it was, yeah, we didn't really know what to expect because we didn't know that. I mean, I don't know that because Group Şimşek is my first band and my only band.
Yeah.
And I never worked with a producer, like never. As also, I don't know, I have like when I do music, I always have a vision. I know how a song should sound like or how a song shouldn't sound like, especially. But with Leon Michaels, it was different. I think, I mean, I just understand later that I had expectations and they were just like every day, every hour we worked together, it was just like more than I expected. It was every time it was better, basically. Like it was not just a collaboration, it was really like merging together and listening to each other, learning from each other, and just everyone had the freedom of contributing, and we were just loving each other's idea. Like every time he brought something up, he was playing with us in the studio, actually. He was not just behind the desk, he was literally like coming in the room with us and playing, shaping the songs, contributing with melodies and stuff, like playing instruments that we haven't thought could actually be nice in certain songs, like. And there's one or two songs which changed like completely, and I like it. I mean, and we still play the original demo versions on stage, so it's fine. So there's different versions in the world now. Yeah.
I did see the video that you put up about the behind the scenes, and you yourself, you said how excited you were just to go and do the next day of the session. So, do you think for like whatever the next recording is that do you think you might do similar or?
I never thought about it because we are literally very, very busy right now. I can't really think ahead, but I hope it will be exactly the same because I really like the way how we work together, like meeting every day, coming up with songs which are complete ready actually, but then like shaping them basically. Was so easy, really. It was so easy and amazing to work with Leon. He's such a cool, very calm, amazing humor. I mean, it was just funny all the time. We could be ourselves, and that's what's really important for me, especially where I come from, with musical identities. Like, I just want to be real all the time in the studio and also on stage.
And you need that sort of comfortable environment where you can bounce off not only your bandmates, but your producer as well to be able to do so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, having a very friendly and nice environment. And I mean, I don't need I don't know. I just need good people around me and lots of coffee. That's it.
You said of the single Hot Biko that it's an old Anatolian folk song that your grandmother used to sing.
Hmm.
And you said in Manchester it was great for you and the band that you were finally able to put it on a record because you've been playing it for so long.
Yeah.
On top of that, you've said it's always good to contribute something new to old folk songs. It must have been so great to be able to take something from your childhood and give it a new life as part of the band.
Yeah, 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 definitely. I mean, it was never a decision to work like that, but it just became my, how do you say, my way of contributing to folk music in our world, like for my generation. Having this band and like making different or yeah, I don't know, making nice arrangements to make these folk songs alive, to bring them in different, yeah, to different places because these songs they mostly belong to wedding environments where people dance basically, or in the living room when my grandmother used to sing that song. But I don't know. I like these grooves and these rhythms, and it is different to play them in the club, basically. It's and it makes people happy, and people love it. People enjoy it, and I think that shows me that I should continue that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had much reception to these songs from communities back home, like locally to you and in the family and such, compared to playing in the clubs?
I think I don't know. I believe it's the same. Like it's the same. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, there's different ways of interpreting these things, but definitely people can enjoy it, and it doesn't matter where you're from. But of course, if you know the song where it's from, you get this other feeling that maybe a person who's not didn't grow up with this culture wouldn't I mean he or she they can't really have this feeling because you get a feeling of being part of of something, not being excluded, and connecting to your roots, connecting to your family maybe. And if you live in diaspora, it makes you really happy to think back or feel your home again, maybe even if you are 3,000 miles away. Yeah. And then there's also these certain codes that people know how to dance to these songs, like the rhythms they understand. On Misket, for example, when the a cappella moment is coming, people actually they really listen and they also shout and scream and just like applause while I do my a cappella improvisation moment to actually tell me that they are into, this thing. And these are little codes that we just know from the culture. And this can only happen live when we have these people there. That's why it's very important for me to have my community at the shows. Yeah, it's very interesting, this phenomenon with the psychedelic music scene in Europe or in the UK or even in America, in North America. Like there's more people, or let's say there's less people from Turkey than the general other people, basically. I don't know how to describe that right now, but there's not so many Turkish speaking people, even though I sing in Turkish. So it's very interesting that this music just gets into other people so easily, but not to the Turkish speaking people so easily. There must be many reasons for that, definitely.
And you've referred to yourselves as a band as, outernational rather than just an international band. And, that you're definitely not just Turkish.
Yeah, we definitely, we always say we are not a Turkish band because we're not related to a nation. Yeah, I sing in Turkish because this is the language that I can express my emotions the best, and also the way how I sing in traditional style, it just only delivers with Turkish language basically for me. And yeah, my parents are from Turkey, so this is my connection, but I I think it's just more than Turkish, this band. This band exists. It was always existing in a global context. That was always this thing of be like music is rooted in Anatolia, but we are here basically, and we try to find the language of our generation here, in Europe. That's why we use the term outernational. It just came out like 10 years ago, maybe this term. And I kind of like it because it's beyond international. Like it's something, it's outside the borders and also including them because we are people of the system, so we can't really deny anything, no?
And like you say, that's what's so important and why the music engages listeners who aren't just from a certain culture. It can touch people all over, really, can't it?
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, again, I think it's also related to the magic of this instrument, I think, somehow. Because how is it possible that the sound of the balama and the melodies which are related to that instrument are received by so many different people, like all over the world? This is not just us, it's not just the band, it's not just my voice, it's like it's a whole it's a whole culture which has a very, very deep roots, in Anatolia. But maybe soon here, I'm fighting for that, yeah.
Well, you've obviously got your teaching as well with the instrument.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I think I'm the first female Balama teacher in maybe in Europe, I don't know, but especially like in Germany for sure. Like I'm teaching in the Pop Academy Mannheim. It's a very well-known kind of popular music university. And yeah, it's quite exciting to teach this instrument as an instrumentalist. I mean, I like to see myself not only as a singer, and I never studied singing, so I don't know. It's like I studied Balama.
Wow. Because yeah, at that at that Manchester show, when you just did the sole vocal, it was kind of stop you in your tracks, it was kind of breathtaking. So that's incredible to hear that you were just studying the balama rather than vocals too.
Yeah. I mean, I took lessons to understand how to sing. I mean, how the body works when you sing to understand, because it's all inside, so you can't really see it. It's not easy, but I always sang, so it was always part of this music. You can't really play Ballum and not sing. It's not. I also say that to my students, like you can't play a folk song without singing it. You don't understand the melodies if you don't sing it. That's one of the core things.
So one of the songs on the record, Yakamos, I think that's the right pronunciation.
Mhm.
So that tells the story of people who've been displaced and uprooted, and they're
Yeah.
searching for answers on the water surface. And it feels so relevant, these situations around the world and what we see on the news and social media. Is that equally just as important to have not just bring across your music, but such messages to people around the world?
it's the other way around. It's not like sending messages to that people understand, like, or that I understand the people or the people understand me. It's more like that I put everything of my life into this album, and especially with topics where I feel personally attached to, because I talk about myself or we talk about the other lyric writers of the album. And I definitely think I'm not the only one in this world, like having this sorrow or this issue going on, basically. And I'm happy when other people can, I don't know, can connect to these songs in a way, like in a way how they want, basically. And having like feeling a collective sorrow or collective emotions, basically. That's what I want. That's what I always aim also for the live shows, that we we come together and enjoy feelings together, because I'm here to actually help you to reach your own heart. This is why we also kind of we want to talk somehow to the people, with the album title, If There's No Tomorrow. And Yakamos is maybe one of the first important songs related to this title. Yeah.
And coming back to what you said before, you're now 10 years as a band together, and this is your
Mhm.
first band that you've ever been a part of. It must feel pretty special that you're able to do this around the world and that you've released all these records and you've touched so many people. That must be a special feeling for the four of you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think I'm so much part of I'm so much into this right now that I can't really see it from the distance. But when you just say it now, then I actually realize we're going all together through these new steps. And obviously it's getting bigger because of Big Crown Records. But we wanted that. So it's all great. It's all in our hands. And yeah, I mean, we're also going through things with the band. Like the guitarist is leaving after 10 years. Also, the two guys, like one half of Catapult Records. And this label was always co-producing our albums, like the guys from the band, basically. They are Catapult Records. And it's different, like to play without Antonin Voyant and just being a trio now, and playing with different bassists around the world. Like there's different things, different steps waiting for us besides all these other things, with getting bigger and stuff.
But yeah, it's more adventures to come.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's changing. It's very strange at the moment, but so next time we will just be the three of us on stage with a different bass player.
Yeah, wow. It's interesting because you were such a great unit, but I suppose the three of you
Yeah,
with a different person must develop and elevate the sound as well.
definitely. Yeah. I mean, it will stay for now, it will stay the Shimshek trio thing will stay, and then we will see where we're going. The core should stay, and then we will see who will contribute in different ways.